That's how he played in high school. He just flung them up there, flinging and stinging them. You don't win without him, really. We were mediocre at best. But they're a talented team. Like they just beasted us on the boards. We just didn't have any answers. A little bit juiceless, but just had enough to win, which I give our guys credit. They find every which way to fall behind, but then figure out a way to win. So I hate them.
Davey mentioned
Seriously, I
that.
hate them. Can't stand them. I'm gonna choke about 6 of them. Just kidding. Why you're laughing? What did Tavian say?
David said you hate those games.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Something wrong with these guys. I've never seen anything like it in my life. But, you know, UMass played well. They have good players. They have 5 high major transfers, a little beat up, but they have good depth. I think they tired a little bit at the end, which saved us.
How impressed have you been with what Tavian's been able to do without Sincere, which you would think would, really affect you, but it seems like he's been able to step up?
Well, I wouldn't have brought him here if I didn't think he was good. You know, I was the only one really recruited him out of high school because everybody thought he's too small. But he's been around basketball his whole life. His dad played at Marshall. He won 2 state championships, lost 1 state championship. He was the all-time leading scorer at his high school, which included Patrick Patterson, who's an NBA guy. So if you can play like that at that size, you're special. I've said that many, many times. And hopefully now if we can get Sincere back and get him, Tavian, playing at that high a level, now we have a chance. And you see how teams win in the tournament. They fling it in, they make shots, and that's how teams win. So that's what's interesting about the Atlantic 10 tournament is whoever shoots the ball, whoever plays the best is going to win the tournament.
Do you think sometimes he has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder being the size that he is?
I think all little people like us have insecurities, right? Like, we all do. I mean, he, his whole life he's been trying to battle for respect. I'm a good player. I can play. I mean, he made some unbelievable plays tonight. I mean, even the alley-oop he threw to Eric was a big play. We ran about 100 plays in a row for him, and he made some bombs. They were tough shots. And I give him credit. I like him. He's a nice kid. Any other questions, Zach? You're awfully quiet tonight. Are you tired? You worn out? Okay. You think I'm funny, don't you? I like you.
I'm enjoying it. Good time to be here.
I'm not so funny when I lose.
Oh, you didn't lose. Good thing you
That's
didn't lose.
good.
I mean, you're laughing, you're making jokes, you say you hate, like, what is the deal with falling behind? Is it every game's different, or is there something like a wake-up call factor to things, or is it?
I really thought tonight we had no juice. We traveled 5 out of 7 in February, I think, right? I just look a little tired to me. And we've really cut back our practice. We've given them 2 days off a week for the last month, which nobody in the country does that. And we've practiced very, minimally. So, that goes in streaks, though. Teams go in streaks. They hit the wall at different times, and I felt like we were a little bit, a little frazzled and uptight, and not much juice, but enough to win.
Tavian, just those shots, he made 9 of 11 at one point, or was that 9 of 11 again at one point?
It's hard to defense distance, right? Like, you almost have to make him drive every play, or he can hurt you. And so what makes Steph Curry really good is he can score off the dribble, but he also can score off of cuts. And Tavian's probably the best cutter we have on getting himself open once he gives the ball up. So he did a really good job of reading screens and things like that. And then he made them when it mattered. And then we kept going back. Hey, when something's good, you got to go back to it. Not really the way I like to play, but when he's got a roll, you're going to be an idiot not to get him the ball.
9 buckets on 7 assists in the first half. He finished with 24 on 16 and only 7 turnovers. It seems like just having those quality possessions down the floor, not making a lot of extra mistakes, kind of made up for the difference and maybe in the big margin in rebounding.
We got to the free throw line as well. I think that was key. We didn't make as many as we should have, but we got there, which is a big deal. we've had trouble getting assists since Sincere's been out, because you figure that's 6 right there you're getting most nights or more, right? And then usually Tavian gets 3 or 4, so pretty soon you're up to about 13 to 15 to 16. And when you take that 6 away, you can't offset that. It's hard. It's very difficult to offset that penetration that he gives you. So we've had to change the way we play, which is a little bit disturbing because you don't really want to change much at this time of the year, but we've had to. We can't dribble drive it as well without him.
5 of those assists came from Frankie. He only got 5 shots off today. Is it surprising to see him knowing he can't get that volume off but still make plays otherwise?
Well, Frankie only shoots it usually when it's in his hands. So, I mean, he's never seen one he didn't like. So, it's a little surprising. Usually he throws it at the rim rather than to a teammate. But Frankie's a good player. You know, I think, you know, we're going to have to play better. But we're still, think about it, 2 years ago, 3-15, 10-22. We completely gutted our roster pretty much. It's a brand new team. I mean, most brand new teams struggle. And we've struggled, but we win. So I guess be careful what you wish for. Look bad and win, right? I think that's better than looking good and losing. Yes, sir.
Feelings about being the winningest men's basketball team ever in the history of the Columbus Center?
Well, we just played a lot of games because I got a good athletic director. Right? So the more games you play, the better chance you have to win. But you have to win at home in order to have a good program. So the next step, you know, when we get back in here a year from now, or over a year from now, then we have to fill up to make it a very difficult place to play. But I really have no feelings about things like that until I retire, which if this keeps us, it's going to be sooner than later. Joke. It's a joke. I don't really think about stuff like that. I just want to win as many games as we can win.